Have a holly jolly Christmas. Hello everybody, and welcome back to episode number holiday of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. So here's the thing, just being completely honest, straight up front, right at the top of the show. I know I do this every time. I say this is the last time I'm going to do this, and then I do it again. I'm recording another mobile episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast, and here's the thing. It is what it is, you know? I feel lazy sometimes when I do this. I've only, in my defense, I've only done it twice. This will be the third time. Hopefully the third time is the charm, but I'm going to blame Santa Claus. It's the holiday season. We're, going from town to town. I feel like if Santa had a podcast, he would totally record it on Christmas Eve. Actually, I really more so feel like Santa is the perfect listener of podcasts. Okay, so let's say I've done 130 episodes of the Nobody Asked for This podcast. Roughly. How many hours is that? Each episode is about half hour, depending, because no one needs more than that. So, what is that? 50... Not 50. Half of 100 is 50, and then half of 30 is 15. 50 plus 50. 65 hours? Which is what? 2 days? Which I think is... No, more than 2 days. Well, I talk a lot. Either way, I don't think Santa is airborne for more than 24 hours. I mean, do you think... I complain about daylight savings. I'd imagine Santa is probably like, you think daylight savings is bad? I have to go from Australia to, the north, to North America to come see me. Well, I just gave away my secret location. He has to do that in one day. So I guess really, I don't know what we're all complaining about daylight savings. But anyway, I'm just sitting here, just driving. I've probably said this in a previous mobile edition of the Nobody Asked for This podcast, but it really is nuts that, I am seated. But when I finish this episode, I will be in an entirely different place than when I started. Physically, of course. I hopefully, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, we will all be in a different place. I hope what I'm able to provide today is so groundbreaking and revolutionary that it's like headline news. But if not, we will settle for physically in a different place. But we didn't even have to move. None of us had to move. You just had to exist. And I think that is beautiful. It's beautiful. I hope everyone has had a great week. I'm staring at my my gas gauge. And do you ever have those weeks where it's like, where did I drive? I have a decently sized commute. But I normally am okay, now we're at Wednesday. This is around where we're at on a Wednesday. This is around where we're at on a Monday. We're a lot lower than we should be for a Monday or for a Wednesday. So I don't know what that means. I'm also surrounded by an interesting eclectic mix of items. I have a hot tea that I for some reason decided is good sitting next to my Trader Joe's frozen dinner that I have prepared. I did meal prep today, essentially, with the frozen dinner from Trader Joe's. But don't worry, I also have a sachet of some minute rice. I don't know that I've ever had minute rice before, but I have purchased it, and I will be trying it. I'm sure it's good. It's a staple food. I'm also in some traffic, which I don't love, to be honest. I'd much prefer to be, horizontal in front of the TV. But you can't always get what you want, even in the holiday season. I'm going to ask Santa, but I think last week I did say something about something that I was going to plan, and it was going to be like, this is our holiday episode. But I also say that every week, so I don't know. Regardless, it is officially, like, now, we've said it a couple times, there's been some false starts, like, it is Christmas time. We are almost at, like, the 12 days of Christmas, as in, like, it's going to be, it's like, Christmas is literally in 2 weeks. It is the new year. It is 2025 in 3 weeks. Like, what is that about? That is terrible. I was thinking about my Goodreads goal, which I don't actually set. But I was like, oh, I guess we still have a few more months to, like, bump up that number. I was doing really good with reading for a while, and I've tried to detach the word good, because, listen, would I be a bad person for not reading as much? No, but, like, I haven't been reading as much as I wanted to, but for a while I was reading a lot. So now, comparatively, I'm like, what the heck happened to me? I was such a scholar in October, you know, flying high in April, shot down in May type of thing. But I did just finish a book today, so we're on the right path. But I thought I had more time to figure everything out and maybe bump up that Goodreads goal another 10 books, but apparently, like, I have to start reading, like, as of yesterday. So there's that. Also, weird thing happened yesterday. I found myself in the perfect place to watch a Christmas movie, and I, for the life of me, could not find one that I cared about. I was going through all the streaming services. You know, in the month of December, I sign up for all those free trials. I spare no expense, be it real money or fake money. Oh, I have to pay my credit card bill, now that I think about it. Hey Siri, can you record and tell Siri to do something? Siri, you're listening every other time. I know you can hear me. Remind me to pay my credit card, please. I don't think she listened. Okay. Well, when I hope my bank hears this, because I tried. I tried to tell Siri to remind me, and if she wasn't going to do so, that's why you didn't get hit with the minimum payment, you know? Regardless. It's that time of year. I feel like I allow myself to spend even more money in December, because I'm not, because everyone is. It's like, oh yeah, let me just buy this random, like, I think I was on the phone with you all last week when I bought the $40 Christmas tree. I did it. I pulled the plug. I don't think I pulled that particular plug. I didn't buy the version that I thought I was going to buy. I ended up buying it from a different retailer, a different wholesaler. But it was still really cheap. And I have no regrets. It looks very nice in my whole setup. But yeah, I would say, like, if you're feeling like you're spending too much money, like, we have 2 weeks left of December, or no, maybe we might have 3 weeks left of December. Just spend it. You know, like, honestly, 2025, from everything I hear, it's not looking as bright as I think all of us wish it would. So, like, across the board. So let's just go for it. Why not? I'm sitting in more traffic. It's actually gotten worse. And I'm sipping a peppermint tea in a Christmas mug. Oh, I didn't even think of the fact that I had the heat on. Is this microphone on? Can anybody hear me? I'm really trying, okay? I'm trying. Oh, I actually should probably turn the seat warmer off for the seat that is housing my frozen dinner. December is such a weird month. There's so many, like, random holiday parties that no one wants to go to. There really are only so many weekends in the month of December that, like, I don't know how we fit everything in. But we make it work. I just started 3 thoughts at the same time. Thank goodness my listeners have been down this month, because I feel like I really hit a peak, like November, not to toot my own horn, those November episodes were actually good. I didn't listen back to any of them because I'm just not there yet. But like, if you forced me, if you said you must, for the good of the planet, you must listen to an episode of the Nobody Asked for This podcast, I would pick one of those November episodes. Not to overhype. But anyway, back to what I was talking about, which was that I went to sit down to watch a holiday movie yesterday, and I couldn't find one that I wanted to watch. And it was like Halloween all over again. The week before Halloween, I don't know if anyone remembers, if you listened to when the episodes were good back in October or November, I was on a streak of watching movies. Now, some of them were good, most of them were bad. None of them were horrible. But that's kind of my, like, that's how I interpret the world. Is anything amazing? Not usually. Is anything like terrible? No. Like, I'm a very steady person. At least I like to fancy myself so. I don't know if that's how I come off. But like, it takes a lot for me to exit my steady state. You know, like I've been sitting in the same spot for about 5 minutes, and I haven't been paying attention because I've been talking to you all, talking to all my friends. But it is, if I think about it, infuriating. But I just don't think of anything too hard. That's the key to life, really. That, and just keep sipping your peppermint tea. And I am excited for my Trader Joe's dinner. I have it's called the Palak Paneer. Spinach and paneer cheese seasoned with a bit of of curry and chili. I actually can read. What happened here was, okay, do you know when you're reading a kid's book and you're thinking like, oh, thank goodness this kid can't really understand that I'm totally butchering the flow of these words? Because sometimes in a kid's book, I find that they write it the way it visually looks best, but that sometimes that doesn't always translate into like how you speak a sentence. And what I mean is like the paragraphs, it's not like proper paragraph structure. It'll be like 3 words on a line, and then the next line has like 7 words, and then the next line has like 2. So then you take a beat after the end of each line, but like that's not where you would naturally take a break in the sentence. I'm looking at you Peppa Pig books. The Peppa Pig books that I have read all do that. It's like, can we have the flow? Like the flow is not right. Like we need someone to go in and adjust the flow of the Peppa Pig Storytime series. And while you're at it, adjust the Trader Joe's flow, because that sentence or that excerpt or whatever should have read spinach and paneer cheese seasoned with a bit of chili and curry. But it goes spinach and paneer, and then it's the next line, cheese seasoned with the next line, a bit of curry and chili. But it's like you're supposed to pronounce it like paneer cheese, not spinach and paneer cheese seasoned. Listen, scraping the bottom of the barrel. Let's talk about our 2025 New Year's resolutions. Speaking of scraping the bottom of the barrel, I have a few. I'll do a more in-depth version of this scenario as we get a little bit closer to 2025 and into 2025. But I actually do have something on my list for 2025, and I'm going to say it publicly for 2 reasons. One, because saying something on the Nobody Asked for This podcast is not really saying it publicly, because that would mean you would have to have listeners. I actually think I would feel comfortable like just reciting my credit card number up until maybe, what is that random number at the back that they always need? It's like, is this big long number not enough to differentiate me from the other cards? You need the expiry date, and then you also need that like random code. at the back. Like, what is the thinking behind that? Did they think that the hackers are gonna forget to take a picture of the back of your card as well as the front of it? Like, if someone has your card, I don't know that you're more secure because it's like, oh, and we're just about to push the money through to the Caymans. Oh, do you have that three-digit number on the back? And they're like, oh no, shoot. They're like, okay, actually, never mind. Stop the transaction. Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe it's helpful. I just feel like it's not. But 2025 New Year's resolutions, I want to skydive. I want to do it. I'm concerned that I want to do it, but I'm not scared, which is concerning, but not scary. Like, I do think if you have the thought, oh, hey, I'm going to jump out of a plane, like, that should be evaluated. Again, not necessarily a red flag, but should be evaluated. But I kind of had that thought. I was like, I kind of want to skydive. So I think I'm going to do it. Not yet. Of course, for me, anytime I want to do something that's not, like, easy breezy, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it in 6 months. Or I'll do it for my birthday. It's like, what does my birthday have anything to do with skydiving? But that's what I'm going to do. So I have time to kind of ruminate. I have time to think of a way out. But yeah, that is my plan. I'm going to skydive. A year from now, I will be doing the 2025 holiday extravaganza episode live from traffic, where I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel for content, talking about the penmanship on a Trader Joe's frozen dinner. But I'll be that as someone who has skydived as well. Just multi-layered, multi-level marketing, have you whatnot. This tea is burning my hand, like the actual, like, hot tea that I'm holding. Although I've been trying to drink more tea. I feel like it's better for you than coffee. Although, you know what I found, which is probably not great for you, given my findings, but I got it was like a multi-pack of K-Cups, like Keurig pods, and there was one flavor. It's called German chocolate cake, and it's from, I think the brand, it's called like Timothy or something. It was like a pack of, it was toffee, German chocolate cake, and French vanilla. And I had remembered, like, I had seen this, I was familiar with this brand, but like hadn't heard from them in a while. That coffee tastes exactly like that pod. I can't explain why, how, if, and, or but. It tastes like 2012. And I need all of us to join together and flood, I believe I got it from Walmart, curbside pickup. I need us to flood Walmart curbside pickup, try the German chocolate cake K-Cup. I'm not even saying it's good. It's not bad. I enjoy it, but it aggressively tastes like the year 2012, and I can't explain why. I don't know if maybe I had this in 2012. It also tastes a little bit like coconut, which I feel like was obviously it's like coconut is a flavor, a very popular flavor, especially like it's like an internationally recognized flavor. But like, I feel like coconut was like trendy, even just as like a symbol, like 10 years ago in 2012. So I guess my question is this: is German chocolate cake, is there coconut in German chocolate cake? Because if there is, then I take that back. I don't think the pod tastes like 2012. I think it tastes like German chocolate cake. Let's Google that. German chocolate. I am completely stopped, and I have a phone stand, so I'm not doing anything illegal. What's special about German chocolate? Okay, it is no longer safe for me to be staring at my phone, so I'm going to pivot, but I will return to this topic. Another fun, interesting tidbit to kind of merge two topics I talked about. I did order that Christmas tree. I didn't want, I'm not trying to do any free promotion, but I did order that Christmas tree via Walmart. And I did it on the app. And for some reason, it made it look like the only way I could pick up this Christmas tree at this price was through the app via curbside pickup. So I was like, okay, sure, yeah. Like if that's how you do it, then that's what I got to do. So I ordered that, and then on there I saw that they had the K-Cup variety pack that was on sale. Again, and I was like, oh, so I must only be able to get this via curbside pickup. Like maybe, I thought I was buying something that was being shipped in, and then I was doing the in-store pickup version where you don't have to pay for delivery. Long story short, I pull to the curbside pickup area of Walmart the next day. I actually think I could have gone that day. They were like, it's ready, it's here. I'm all excited for my, Christmas attire and my new 2012 Keurig pod. And I pull up, and it's people getting huge deliveries or their entire groceries for the week delivered. And then I felt so bad that the employee had to come out with the smallest cart ever, literally holding my Christmas tree, which is not very big. It's a 4-foot Christmas tree, so they didn't even need a cart. And then my little box of coffee. And I saw someone, I swear, I'm not making this up, look over, and they said, that's all they got. And I was like, I felt so stupid. I felt silly. I thought, which I guess I was silly, but I was like, how lazy of me that I couldn't just go into the store and pick up these items, because then I checked afterwards and I could have. They were just on the shelf. So I don't think I paid anything extra for this service, but I feel bad. I made someone essentially go into Walmart for me and get 2 things off a shelf and then bring it out to my car. And I just feel like I deserved the laughs that I got. Have you ever been laughed at in public and been like, oh no, I totally, you almost turn on yourself? You're like, yeah, no, that person was really stupid. And you're like, oh shoot, it's me. I was having one of those moments. And I don't know if that's a normal moment to have, but just for the record, as I was saying, as I'm encouraging spending, just make sure that you're spending your money in a way that won't make you look, even stupider than buying a Christmas tree when you don't really need one, and K-Cup pods from 2012. That's all I'm saying. Let me make the mistakes for all of us, and then we all know not to do that. Okay, also update, I was able to safely look at my phone dash. There's totally coconut in German chocolate cake. I did not know that. I did not know that Germany and coconuts were connected. I maybe should have, I don't know. But it was delicious. So I think I've solved the case. I think I used to get a coconut flavored Keurig pod, or whatever off-brand Keurig I had at the time, in 2012. So that's what is connecting the K-Cup coconut coffee experience to today. It is not, in fact, 2012, although 2012 was involved. So that's good to know. I just had no idea that there was coconut in chocolate. I just watched someone take a left into the oncoming, the road going the other way. Man, this traffic is bad. But there's not are you ever stuck in traffic and then you assume oh gosh, this is so terrible, someone's probably gotten into this major accident, and I really try in that moment to be okay, it could be worse. I could be the person in the accident, obviously. Thank God I'm not. It'll be fine. Let's just sit here, listen to my Kelly Clarkson Christmas CD, and just move on. Michael Bublé, we're going to be fine. We're going to be okay. But then you get to the end of the traffic, and there was no you don't see a reason for the traffic. So it's what the hell? What was the point? Why am I now gonna have an awkward year-end review at work because what? Because there was no accident? And I'm glad there wasn't an accident. Like, I'm not, don't take it the wrong way, but like, what was the problem? Like, I understand traffic in a sense, like congestion and whatnot, but like, if we all just go, like, if we all just move, if we all just go, like, I feel like it should be more preventable. And also, there is nothing worse than when you're in traffic because the other side of the road had a unfortunate accident and people are like stopping and being nosy. Like, one, give them privacy, and two, like, you're gonna cause another accident. Remember when I said I didn't get road rage? I don't get road rage, but it's sounding like I'm impassioned. I'm impassioned with the spirit of the holiday season, and that's all I can tell you. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Here we go. What is the context of that statement? Like, what gas are you cooking with? Like a gas stove as opposed to induction? Cooking with gas? Or is it like a metaphor for something? I don't know. I got a lot of questions. Did I tell you all that I tried? Oh, okay. I tried a couple holiday goodies that I wanted to mention. I tried hot cocoa Pop Tarts. Now, hot chocolate Pop Tarts. Anyone who knows me knows I love a Pop Tart, and anyone who really knows me, which isn't that many people to be honest, knows I love like the seasonal Pop Tart. Now, the seasonal Pop Tarts that I remember, my first awareness of a seasonal Pop Tart was 2022 when they had the gingerbread Pop Tart. Now, anything gingerbread is my favorite. A gingerbread bear paw, I don't know how universal bear paws, but it's like a little like, they're really like kid snacks that you take to school. Or like, for if you're me, kid snacks that you take to work. They have a gingerbread version of those bear paws, and they are so good. If you can get your hands on them, go for it. There's no coconut, unfortunately, but it tastes all the same. It's good just the same. But they had the gingerbread Pop Tart, which I loved. I actually think I saved a box because I just wanted to have them. Just in case, but I'm sure it has expired at this point because they didn't bring it back. Because last year, 2023, they did a sugar cookie Pop Tart, which I remember liking at the time, but like thinking back on it, like it's not something that I'm longing for. So this year I was kind of curious, like, what's gonna happen? Like, which ones are they gonna bring back? Around October, I start kind of getting the itch to know what the seasonal offerings are gonna be. And by October, I mean July. And then I heard that it was a hot chocolate Pop Tart, and I was so open. It's not my favorite holiday flavor, but I tried it, and I stick with that. It's not my favorite. It just really kind of tastes like chocolate, and I like chocolate. There's nothing wrong with chocolate. I also don't know that I've had many like chocolate Pop Tarts. I'm sure there is, but I feel like a lot of the Pop Tarts I eat are like fruit or like vanilla based. Like, my Pop Tart diet leans more non-chocolate than chocolate. If I think hard enough about it. But I liked it. I would recommend everyone try it. I would really recommend everyone try the pumpkin pie Pop Tart. Like, that's the Pop Tart to go for. But hey, don't let me stop you if you're in the aisles and you see the hot cocoa Pop Tart. There's just something so great about a Pop Tart. And I tried a protein Pop Tart the other day. It's not from the brand Pop Tart, and it was decent. I'm not gonna say it was bad, because it's the perfect formula. And the thing with a Pop Tart, I did properly heat up the hot cocoa one, because I was like, well, duh, it's hot cocoa. But I actually prefer them, I think, just like straight out of the case, or even frozen, because they get just a little bit chewy, which is nice. Just to close the loop on the Pop Tarts are the best. Pop Tarts forever. I keep passing these Cybertrucks. These new Tesla bulky, do you know something I don't know? How does that fit through the drive-through trucks? And it's alarming to see. I think the first time I saw one, I was like, what are they filming? Like, I thought it was a movie. I thought there was like a war. I thought they were filming like the next Mad Max or something. And then I saw another one. And then I saw a truck of Cybertrucks being dropped off at a gas station next to like a farm. Like, it was like the weirdest scene that had ever been laid before my very eyes. I couldn't figure anything out, but and I still can't. But I just like, what is it, people? Like, what's happening that you need this type of car? Like, who told you something? I think what it might be is like the other types of Teslas. It used to be if you saw a Tesla, you're like, whoa, that person's like rich. Now, like, you can kind of, like, because everything else is so expensive, again, people have just started spending money. So, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're rich. It obviously means, like, you have enough money to afford a Tesla, which means something. Like, you're obviously not, you know, you're obviously well off enough. But I think maybe the super rich people got annoyed that, like, it wasn't as obvious now when they were driving their regular Teslas that they were super rich, so they had to go, like, even further. They went so far that anyone who could maybe not actually afford this car easily wouldn't even touch it with a 10-foot pole because it's so ugly. And again, to each their own. No offense if you have a Cybertruck. I don't feel like my audience is very Cybertruck. That would just be my guess. But everyone is welcome. It's just concerning, and it doesn't fit the holiday vibe. It's not like, oh, holly jolly, like the lights, beautiful Cybertruck. Like, that's just not. It just doesn't fit. You know when something fits, this just doesn't. So. Anyway, I feel like I've gotten to the point of the broadcast where I'm rambling, so I am gonna go. But I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. This has been fun. You really got me through the traffic here. I appreciate it. I hope you all have an amazing continuation of the month of December, whatever that means for you. If you like what you heard, you can go to podcastnobodyaskthis.podbean.com and you'll find all of our information on there. If you've taken the time to listen, I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.